Welcome all, and today we will discuss about Alteryx. What is Alteryx, and just an overview of Alteryx. Okay, quickly we'll start. So Alteryx, it's an ETL tool. If I show you my Alteryx, okay. So this was a problem which was being taken from community. They provide various challenges which will help you to get a real good feel of Alteryx. तो पहले हम सिर्फ यही let's understand in a simple workflow. This is a place wherein we design a workflow. So this is called canvas. And here on the left side, you can see the configuration window. Okay. So every tool has a configuration. These are the various tools: in, out, preparation, join, parse, transform. And you've got various, in this tool, you've got various tools here. Like you've got text input, wherein you can manually text the data. Like here, I can write one, and here I can write 10. I can create another field wherein I can write ice cream, and this could be the ID, this could be the item. And this is how I can create the data. This is the quantity, suppose. I can create sales if I want another this thing. So that I can manually, in rupees or in INR, and this I can just delete this, delete this column. Okay. So this is how I can create, manually go on creating the input here. This is another data wherein I can input a file from selecting from the various data source. By default, it shows some 10 files. So I can, go to my file, select a file. Suppose I just select this file. And once I click this Control R, run, this would run here. Okay. This is having some problem because this data is not clean. And I go to the configuration window. Let me see. It should give me, yeah. So there are so many, the data is not clean. It's a real industry data. That's why it is giving you a lot of problem. You've got null values, you've got various problems in the data set. It's inconsistent. So how do you clean this in Alteryx? It's very easy. Okay, we won't be going through the process because I'm here just to give you a overview of Alteryx. So this is the canvas, this is the configuration. So you can see the configuration for this is different. For this, the configuration is different because this is a CSV file. So you've got different configuration here. Configuration means what all traits you can really modify in your data. Now suppose I want to use another tool here. Suppose I want to use the formula tool. Okay, the configuration for this is different. If I want to use a summarize function, the configuration for this would be different. Suppose I want to summarize according to the quantity, I want to group by. So these are various summation that I can do on my data. I can add, count, group by, max, min, whatever, within just with the help of just a click. Okay, so I can remove this by deleting this. This is the input anchor. I can just connect it with the output anchor, and then this data is fed into the summarize, and it is asking me what you want to do with this data. So these are various tools. If you are familiar with these tools, it is very easy to work with any data, right? So suppose I just group by ice cream. Okay, I group by item, and let me just add here group by item, and I can just sum the quantity. Let's see what I get. Okay, run this, and you will get the output here. So I just delete this data, and let's run this. So I can see that this is the output, this is the input. So it has summed the quantity, ice cream, and the total quantity is 12. Okay. So these are the various things that you can do. And if you go into, some complicated workflows, this would look something like this. So these are this. It's very interesting and it's very fun to work with Alteryx because you just have to drop a particular tool and start working with it. And the major point or the key point is that you should know which tool to be used where. So this is the input data, suppose, and what I had to do is like now suppose the task was that you need to find out the most popular actor in comedy genre in action and in comedy and action genre, and what was their highest expected revenue. So this was a task, a challenge 335. You can search for this challenge in Alteryx community and you will find this to be downloadable file wherein you can work on this. So and they give you some hint also. Okay, so this is just simple overview that I'm talking about. I'm not going to discuss each and every tool because that would be discussed in subsequent series. So this is a select tool that they have taken, then the filter tool. Now depending on the task that they have given, we will use these tools. Okay, so we have filtered the tools wherein we don't have a null value, because here in this you had the null values and so on. So that is how this is nothing but a workflow. This is the first workflow, second workflow, and third workflow. You have joined them using the union tool, which is in the join tool. Okay, and then again this is the browse tool, which is wherein you can see your data. Okay, you have to click Control R so that you can see the result here. So this is how Alteryx work. We work on Alteryx with the workflow. This is the result window wherein you can see the results. You can see the metadata, the data of data, the size, source, description, and so on. And this is a basic overview of Alteryx. Okay, you get the file, you can add a new workflow, you can open a workflow, or these tools are really important, like in-out preparation, join, parse, transform. And this also extends to machine learning, text mining, computer vision also, wherein you can process your data, clean it, transform it. So basically Alteryx is nothing but an ETL tool, okay, wherein you can simply load your data, extract the data in the desired format, and do various transformations. Okay. One more thing I want to add here is that this is a very important thing, or very useful tool that they have included here. Suppose you want to study about any tool and you don't know what it does. So you simply go to the browse. Suppose I go to the browse and I do the right click, open example. Okay, you will open the example and it will tell you what does this browse feature do. You click on this run. Okay, and this input is fed here, so you can just view whatever it does. So in browse tool you can see the entire records have been displayed, 3.8 MB. By default it just shows 1 MB just to save memory and optimize the performance, but here it is like 3.8. The entire data is being shown here. And you can also see here in the configuration window, you can see the profile, and you select on any, suppose you select on the, okay, I select on time. So you can see the configuration changes. You see the summary, you see the statistics, you see the grouped values. For date it would change. Okay, for number of persons it would change. So here you can just see the summary of statistics, the histogram, the distribution of the data, what type of data it is, how much clean my data is, and so on. So entire profile of your data can be seen by the browse tool. But this is really computationally heavy because it loads the entire data and shows the details of it. So this is an example wherein you can see the report data, spatial data, and so spatial data, again, it tells you how do you see it on map. Okay, here in the report view, how you can see it in the report view. So if you are not sure how to use that tool, just go on this tool, right click, open example, and then you can see how do you really use this. Okay, Excel file, run this, and you can just see how do you input the Excel data and how do we run this. So you can see this, right? If I'm not sure about join, if I'm not sure of preparation, again I can do the same thing. I can say open example, and with the help of an example it will explain me the workflow, what it is all about, what it does, this formula with this input data. If I run this in the input anchor, I provide this input here and I want the output. So this has done nothing, but you know what, this is in this input data. Suppose there are like record, customer ID, and latitude. I have just added one more column, which is record source with this formula. So this formula tool can be used here to add one more column, and this is the Alteryx sample data will be appended in all the rows. This is what it is doing. In the second, we are using the if else condition, wherein we are adding a region. This is a new column that we added. Okay, you can add a new column here. Suppose add new column, name it as region, and you can simply use this formula here. If latitude is greater than 39.7, then it is north, otherwise it is south. That is what we are doing. And so this another column is being created using this formula. So we are transforming the data, we are playing around with the data to make it really digestible, to draw insights, the business, to make business decisions, and to really make, I would say, data knowledgeable, to make it into good information. So these are the tools, and we will discuss in the subsequent series what are these tools and how are we gonna solve the challenges. But yes, Alteryx is a big thing now. It is relatively new in the market, but yes, it's soon gonna be learned by more and more people. So it's better that you learn this tool. Very good for data analysis, and also has got good opportunities, as you can see here, that you've got various, if I write here jobs in Alteryx, you get various jobs here in Alteryx. And the searches is something like, okay, so like for freshers, it's 5 to 8 lakhs, and it's not even much demanding. It's a tool that you should know how to work with just a drag and drop and a few certifications also. You can certain that you know Alteryx. So I will be talking about these certifications in the next video. Till then, thank you and happy learning.